You've probably seen this happen. You're not doing anything special. Maybe you're sitting at your desk, staring at a screen, or just quietly drinking your coffee in the morning. And then you feel it, that presence. You look down, and there's your dog, sitting completely still, just watching you. Not asking for food, not waiting by the door, just looking at you with this expression that's so full, so quiet, so intense. It almost takes your breath away. Most people laugh it off. "He's so weird," they say, or they grab their phone to take a picture because honestly, how do you not? But somewhere underneath the laughter, there's this feeling, this soft, almost aching feeling, that something real is happening in that moment, that your dog is trying to tell you something, that those eyes are carrying something important. They are. And today, I want to tell you exactly what. Hi, I'm Sarah, a dog behavior specialist and the heart behind Paw Stories. I've spent years studying what dogs feel, why they act the way they do, and how the bond between dogs and their humans can be one of the most profound relationships in life. My goal is to help you truly understand what's going on in your dog's mind and heart, so you can respond in ways that make them feel seen, safe, and deeply loved. And this specific behavior, that gaze, is actually one of the most researched, most emotionally loaded things your dog does. What I'm about to share with you changed the way I see every single dog I've ever worked with. I think it's going to change something for you too. If understanding what your dog truly feels fascinates you as much as it fascinates me, subscribe and hit that like button. It helps me reach more dog lovers who want to go deeper into this beautiful bond. The look that changes everything. Let's start with what you're actually seeing when your dog gazes at you. There are two very different kinds of dog stares, and it matters enormously which one you're witnessing. The one we're talking about today, the one that makes your chest ache a little, is called a soft gaze. The eyes are relaxed, the facial muscles are loose, the body is calm. Sometimes the tail does this slow, lazy wag. Sometimes the dog leans slightly forward. Everything about the posture says, "You are my favorite thing in this world." This is completely different from what behaviorists call a hard stare. Tense body, rigid jaw, unblinking, often directed at a resource or perceived threat. That one is communication of a very different kind, but the soft gaze, that one is love. And I say that with the full weight of the science behind me. Now, you might also recognize this behavior in other forms. Maybe your dog follows you from room to room, what some people affectionately call being a Velcro dog. Maybe they sleep pressed against your leg, or they always turn their body toward you, even in a crowded room, even when they seem to be doing something else entirely. Maybe they seek your eyes before they try something new, like they're checking in. Is this okay? Are you here? These behaviors are all part of the same emotional landscape. They're all telling the same story, the science behind that look. Here's where things get genuinely extraordinary. To understand why your dog looks at you the way they do, we have to go back, way back, somewhere between 15,000 and 40,000 years. That's when the domestication of dogs began. And what happened during that process wasn't just that wolves became smaller, friendlier, more manageable. Something happened at the neurological level. Something happened in the brain and the face and the very social wiring of the species. Researchers discovered something remarkable. Dogs have a muscle around their eyes called the levator anguli oculi medialis that wolves don't have. This muscle, when activated, creates that expression we recognize instantly. Inner brows raised, eyes wide, what people sometimes call puppy eyes. Wolves can't make this face, only dogs can. And the leading theory is that this muscle evolved specifically because of us, because humans responded to it, because it triggered our caregiving instincts, because it worked. Over thousands of generations, the dogs who could make this face were the ones who got fed, protected, included. And so the face became biology. Your dog's eyes were literally shaped by love, by the need to connect with you. But it goes even deeper than anatomy. In 2002, a landmark study by Brian Hare and colleagues demonstrated something that floored the scientific community. Dogs outperformed chimpanzees, our closest genetic relatives, on tests of social cognition that involve following a human's gaze or gesture. Think about that for a moment. Chimpanzees, who share 98% of our DNA, cannot read our social cues the way your dog can. Dogs, who diverged from wolves and then co-evolved alongside humans, can. They understand pointing. They follow our eyes. They read our faces. This ability isn't trained. It is innate. It is in their nature in a way it isn't in any other species on Earth. And then there's the oxytocin. In 2015, a team of researchers led by Miho Nagasawa published a study in the journal Science that sent every dog lover in the world into a quiet, emotional spiral. What they found was this: when a dog and their owner engage in mutual eye contact, just looking at each other, both the dog and the human experience a measurable rise in oxytocin, the bonding hormone, the attachment hormone, the one that floods through mothers and newborns during those first minutes of skin-to-skin contact. Dogs are the only non-human animal known to use this mechanism with another species. When your dog looks into your eyes, a chemical reaction happens in both of you that is, neurologically speaking, almost identical to what happens between a parent and a child. I've shared this fact with hundreds of dog owners over the years, and I want you to sit with it for a second. That moment on the couch, that quiet gaze, it is not nothing. It is one of the most biologically significant interactions two different species can have. What moves me most about this is that your dog isn't performing. He's not looking at you because he figured out it would get him something, or because someone taught him to. He looks at you because his nervous system was shaped over millennia to find safety and meaning and joy in your face. You are, quite literally, written into his biology. I've worked with hundreds of dogs and their families, and the ones who understand this, who feel the weight of it, they become different kinds of dog owners, more present, more intentional. Because when you understand what's happening in that moment, ignoring it feels like something much more significant than just not looking up from your phone. When this becomes a problem, now, I want to be honest with you, because that's what you deserve. Everything I've described so far is the healthy version of this bond. Secure attachment, mutual affection, a dog who loves you and shows it. But sometimes what looks like love is actually distress wearing love's face, and knowing the difference could genuinely change your dog's quality of life. Here's what healthy attachment looks like in practice. Your dog follows you, seeks your attention, lights up when you come home, and also can settle when you're busy. They can be in a different room without falling apart. When you leave, they might vocalize briefly, but they calm down within minutes. When you return, they're thrilled, genuinely, adorably thrilled. But within about 10 minutes, they're back to normal. This dog has a secure base. They know you'll come back. The world feels safe even when you're not in it. Here's the first thing to watch for if you're worried about your dog: destruction that happens specifically near exits. A dog who chews through a door frame or tears at a window isn't being destructive. They're panicking. They're trying to get to you or out to find you. That's different from a dog who chews your shoes because they're bored. Now, the second pattern I see is vocalization that doesn't stop. Most dogs protest a little when their owners leave. But if your neighbors are reporting that your dog howled for an hour, or if you've set up a camera and watched your dog pace and whine for the entire first 30 minutes you're gone, that's not protest. That's a panic response with real physiological markers. Elevated cortisol, accelerated heart rate, the full stress cascade. And here's what really tells me something important is happening. A dog who can't eat when alone, even with their favorite food, even with a Kong stuffed with everything they love. If the food is untouched when you come home, your dog's nervous system was too activated to allow the basic biological function of eating. That's significant. Other signs worth paying attention to: inappropriate elimination from a fully house-trained dog, only when alone, compulsive licking or biting at paws or legs, an inability to settle even when you're home and right next to them, shaking, panting, or drooling at the first signs that you're about to leave, picking up your keys, putting on your shoes. In my years working with dogs and their families, I've sat across from owners who were convinced their dog was acting out of spite, or that they'd somehow created a broken animal. And I've watched the relief wash over their faces when I explained, "Your dog is having a panic attack. This isn't a behavior problem, it's an anxiety disorder, and it's treatable." That reframe changes everything about how you respond. I also want to mention something that often gets overlooked. Any sudden change in how attached your dog seems should prompt a vet visit before anything else. A dog who was always independent and suddenly can't leave your side may be in pain. Dogs instinctively seek proximity to their caregiver when they're hurting, the same way a sick child wants their parent nearby. Loss of vision or hearing can also dramatically increase clinginess because the dog is compensating for reduced sensory information with increased physical proximity to their anchor. And in older dogs, sudden changes in attachment behavior can be an early sign of canine cognitive dysfunction, the dog equivalent of dementia. Rule out the body before you work on the mind. Always. What this moment really means and how to respond. So now you understand why your dog looks at you that way, and you know what to watch for if something shifts. But here's the part I find most powerful: knowing how to respond in ways that actually work with your dog's psychology, not against it. The single most meaningful thing you can do when your dog offers you that soft gaze is to look back, gently, not a hard stare. That can feel threatening to some dogs, but a soft, warm acknowledgement. You don't have to stop what you're doing for long. 2 seconds, a quiet, "I see you," maybe a hand resting briefly on their back. That's enough to complete the oxytocin loop. That's enough to say, "I know you're there, you're safe, we're connected." What I've come to understand after years of this work is that the quality of your bond isn't measured in the number of hours you spend together. It's measured in the quality of your presence in the moments that count. A distracted hour means less to your dog than 5 minutes of real mutual attention. And for dogs who struggle with being alone, the ones showing some of those signs I described, the goal isn't to make them less attached to you. It's to build what psychologists call a secure attachment, the deep cellular understanding that you will always come back and that the world is safe even without you in it. You build that through consistency, not through distance, through predictable routines, through calm departures and calm arrivals, not dramatic goodbyes, and not homecomings that send the dog into a 10-minute frenzy. The more matter-of-fact you are about leaving and returning, the more your dog learns. This is normal. This is fine. They always come back. Environmental enrichment helps enormously. Puzzle feeders, long-lasting chews, a piece of your worn clothing that carries your scent. Research has shown that the sound of a human voice, even a recording, even an audiobook playing in the background, reduces stress hormones in dogs left alone. Your voice, specifically, is a source of regulation for your dog's nervous system even when you're not physically present. If you're seeing the more serious signs I described, the non-stop vocalization, the not eating, the self-directed behaviors, please reach out to a certified professional. A certified dog behavior consultant or a veterinary behaviorist can create a structured desensitization protocol that actually rewires the anxiety response. And if the anxiety is severe, please know that medication is sometimes part of that support. And that's not giving up on your dog. That's giving your dog's brain the neurological room it needs to learn what calm feels like. It's one of the kindest things you can do. Now you know what's really going on inside that beautiful, loyal heart when your dog turns to look at you. You know that the gaze is oxytocin chemistry, an evolutionary history, and 10,000 years of one species choosing to build their entire world around yours. You know the difference between love that's healthy and love that's become its own kind of suffering, and you know how to respond in ways that your dog can actually feel. Go home today and look back. Really look. Let your dog's eyes meet yours and know with everything the science has confirmed and everything your gut has always told you, that this is real. This is profound. This is one of the most extraordinary relationships that exists on this planet. Share this with someone who loves their dog as much as you love yours. Subscribe to Paw Stories for more of this, because every dog deserves an owner who truly understands them. And leave a comment below. Tell me your story. Tell me what your dog does that you've always wondered about. Tell me about their gaze, when it happens, what it feels like, what you think they're trying to say. I read every single one, and every story matters to me. Because if there's one thing I know after all these years, it's that you came here because you love your dog deeply. And dogs like yours, they are so lucky to be loved by someone who wants to understand.